Whether it's in the jungle, in the streets of Los Angeles, or back in the jungle, but this time on an alien planet, you can find the predator in some pretty interesting places. Long story short, if there's a formidable hunter, the predator is there ready to go invisible, then skin and hang some bodies. But he meets some pretty damn formidable foes along the way. Wait, I get the other ones, but Adrian Brody? Okay then, guess the pianist is ready to kick some ass, because today we're diving into the franchise, which is all the rage these days. So we're here to tell you what the f*** you need to know about the Predator franchise.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The Predator series has always been one that's towed the line between action and horror. It's given us larger-than-life characters and some truly incredible action set pieces. Not to mention the number of playground arguments that could be had just based on the question of, do you think the Predator could kill Godzilla? And questions like it. Predator actually started out as a script called Hunter from Jim and John Thomas. They wanted to explore the idea of what it is to be hunted by following a group of aliens as they hunt down different species. This was eventually changed to just one alien hunting down what is considered to be the most dangerous species, human beings. I guess they didn't know about the xenomorph yet. But Hollywood wasn't really interested in their little screenplay as the two writers were unknown. They even had to resort to slipping the script under doors, which would eventually land them a meeting with Joel Silver. Silver saw potential in the script and wanted to not only up the budget, but make it much more action-packed. These horror and sci-fi roots with action accents really helped shape the series into what it would eventually become. But what exactly are these creatures?
You're one ugly motherfucker.
The Predators are actually known as the Yautja, and they're an extraterrestrial species whose sole purpose is to trophy hunt other species for sport. Their grotesque face may resemble a part of the human anatomy that we can't talk about here, but that doesn't make it any less terrifying. They utilize advanced technology such as camouflage and plasma cannons in order to hunt their prey. But they also have simpler items such as a double blade, a razor boomerang, and even a netting that retracts completely. They are the ultimate hunters. Hell, they're such badasses that they even breed xenomorphs because they view them as such worthy targets. In fact, they even have a pyramid on Earth which houses some xenos that the Predators send their young to in some sort of coming-of-age ritual. So yeah, these guys are hardcore. And the Predator character has been played by many different stunt performers over the years. Even Jean-Claude Van Damme had originally found himself in the suit. But he simply wasn't intimidating enough when put up against giants like Schwarzenegger and Ventura. Even a bunch of Los Angeles Lakers were brought aboard for the big finale at the end. Guess when you need tall guys, you go to basketball players. With Hall's death, Ian White took on the role for AVP and would return for its sequel Requiem. In Predators, as the title dictates, there needed to be multiple performers, so Brian Steele, Carrie Jones, and Derek Mears took on the parts. Brian Prince stepped into the suit for the Predator, while the Chad Predator was all CGI. Finally, in Prey, Dane DeLegro took on the part and is absolutely phenomenal in the role, feeling like a complete natural. All of these performers bring a little different something to the role, but the standouts would be Peter Michael Hall and Dane DeLegro. Absolutely terrifying.
You are one ugly motherfucker.
Every Predator film follows the concept of elite alien hunters who want to put their skills to the test against the best of the best. Think Most Dangerous Game, but with big hulking aliens. They're on the hunt for trophies and status because they're a straight-up warrior society. So let's take you through the movies. And yes, we're going to include the Alien vs. Predator movies here, because they just feel a little closer in tone to Predator than anything Alien. Plus, Alien has a lot of movies, no reason to add more to it when we eventually do that one.
Dylan! You son of a bitch!
First up was 1987's Predator, where we follow Dutch and his military rescue squad tasked with rescuing a politician from a group of insurgents. But on the way, they come across a helicopter wreckage and 3 skinned bodies. What precedes is the vicious hunter taking out all these buff military guys in exceedingly violent ways. On the surface, this is the group of badasses you'd want with you in this situation, yet they don't stand a chance. After the Predator kills off all of his men, Dutch uses his smarts to lay a trap for the hunter. But not before he gets one last laugh. The memorable characters in this one were Dutch, Dylan, and Billy. And sure, you could probably add Jesse Ventura's Blaine to the list, but hell, I will always just refer to him as Jesse Ventura.
Okay, pussy face. It's your move. Shit happens.
Predator 2 came in 1990 and took the Predator out of the jungles of Central America to the concrete jungle of Los Angeles. But this isn't just any LA. This is an LA where things have gone to shit. Gangs are out of control, and Lieutenant Mike Harrigan has been trying to take down the drug cartels. A Predator starts taking out the gang members, as well as some cops, leading to a showdown between the Pred and Harrigan. We even get the ultimate little meetup on the ship, and a hint at things to come. The sole people worth remembering from this one were Mike Harrigan, Jerry Lambert, and Gary Busey's Peter Keyes. The Predator series took a bit of a break, but eventually we were given the versus film we'd been waiting for decades.
What did you say this room was called?
Sacrificial chamber.
2004's Alien vs. Predator saw the Predator and the Xenomorph clashing for the first time. A group of humans ascend on Antarctica to explore an ancient pyramid that was just discovered. Unfortunately, the reason that it's discovered is because the Predators are doing some kind of coming-of-age ritual with their young ones, where they hunt xenomorphs. So the humans quickly become entangled in a battle between the two species. There's some odd decisions here, like making the Predator essentially a good guy. And holy hell, when did these Predators become linebackers? They're huge! We even get a nice little ending tease for the next film. The only really memorable characters from this one are Alexa Woods and Charles Bishop Wayland.
I saw it. It was real.
See? No monster.
2007 brought the follow-up Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, which seems to be set up to succeed with that cool ending of the first, but unfortunately does none of that. Every scene is just a human showing up and getting killed by either an alien or a predator. It repeats this throughout the entire movie until there's pretty much no one left. This is easily the worst in the entire series, and it hardly even deserves a place here. The aliens take over a small town and the Predators come in to wipe them out. We also get this insane Predator-Xenomorph hybrid that sounds cool but hardly manages anything other than to lumber around. It's an infuriating movie if you're a fan of either franchise, and I can't say loud enough to stay far, far away from it. Even the final battle is a disappointment. Literally, one of the only things to enjoy about this movie is the random cameo from Rickety Cricket. He's the only person even worth mentioning, and he's in it for all of 30 seconds.
Rise up, gonna get higher and higher, woo!
The ones that are running things up there. The larger ones hunt the smaller ones. It's some kind of blood feud, I guess, been going on for a long time.
Thankfully, things got back on track with 2010's Predators, which saw some of the most elite killers on Earth kidnapped and dropped off on an alien world. This is apparently something that the Predators do sporadically as they come across someone that was taken during a prior hunt. Ooh, Lawrence Fishburne. Adrian Brody's Royce is our main badass, and he seems to be on top of every situation, even keeping an eye out for bad guy Topher Grace. Eventually he manages to kill one of the Predators, but they're still stuck in this alien world. Royce, Ronald, and Edwin all stand out in this one, and it's a shame we never got a sequel.
How'd you snag a ticket on this shitmobile?
Put a bullet in the CO. He was an asshole.
Despite the last film seemingly setting up an awesome sequel, The Predator came to us in 2018 and decided to do its own thing. Following warring clans, one predator has escaped with important materials and is being hunted down by another one. They wind up on Earth and duke it out, while these humans just consistently make matters worse. And I'm not even going to get into the annoying autistic kid or Olivia Munn. They also decide to introduce this ridiculous Guyver-like armor called the Predator Killer that looks just as silly as it sounds. The only people from this movie that were even worth mentioning were Thomas Jane and Keegan-Michael Key, but I couldn't tell you their names to save my life, so were they really even that memorable?
Why do you want to hunt? Because you all think that I can't.
Then 2022 finally saw the return of the elite alien hunter with Prey. Set 300 years ago and following the Comanche Nation, a young woman fights to protect her tribe against a deadly hunter. There are beautiful visuals, and the predator has never looked better, slimming down and slaughtering everyone in its path. Oh, Preddy is an absolute force of nature here, and features some of the coolest stuff you'll ever see in a Predator movie. The memorable characters here are Naru and Tabe, though I really can't say enough good things about Naru. This woman is Dutch levels of badass, and she did so with a lot less muscle to help out. There's an obvious woman empowerment angle here, but it's natural and it works. Here's hoping we see more of Naru in the future.
Okay, who's next?
So, which of these movies are exactly worth your time? Well, as far as essential viewing, I would say Predator, Predators, and Prey. And then, if you have the time, and I know this is controversial, Predator 2 and Alien vs. Predator. And then for the skip it portion, definitely Aliens vs. Predator Requiem and The Predator. And if you're still in the Predator mood after all of that, there's plenty of other mediums to explore as well, with plenty of comic books and novels which tell the further exploits of these creatures. There have even been several games based on the series, some of which we've covered on our Playing with Fear show. But there are others too, like Predator Concrete Jungle and Predator Hunting Grounds, both of which are fun for different reasons. So if you're into the character, there's a lot of options. The future of the Predator series has never been brighter. With Prey finding absolutely massive success through its Hulu release, people are already clamoring for more from Dan Trachtenberg. Rumors of Prey 2 have already been in full effect. So whether we get a continuation of Naru's story or placed in an entirely different time period, one thing we know for certain: someone's getting hunted.